KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
All right, everybody, NFL football is here, and you will be able to catch the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. That is the Monday game, 4 a.m., so that's the red-eye game for those of us who have been watching football for a long time. And I am pleased to be joined in the KUAM News Zoom room right now by two friends of mine, two super fans. And when I say these guys are hardcore, you guys have no idea. Erin and Eileen Flanagan. Half a day, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Half a day. Hi, Jason.
Okay, obviously you guys have the jerseys, you guys rock the Bills colors, you guys are representing Bills Mafia. Trust me, everybody watching this right, that is just scratching the surface. You guys have been married, happily so, for 19 years. You have two beautiful children. Erin, let's start with you. How did you get to be a Bills fan?
So I'm born in Casper, Wyoming. We don't really have a team there.
Where Josh Allen played college.
Josh Allen went to college, yet. My dad was a Bronco fan, so obviously I couldn't be a Broncos fan. And the Bills were like the team in the 90s, and I just latched onto them. I don't know. I always tell people there's a big buffalo on the Wyoming flag, and I just correlated those two and ran with it.
There you go. Okay, and Eileen, the backstory of you weren't always necessarily a Buffalo fan. You kind of switched over when you put on the ring and said I do and made the vow before God.
Correct. Prior to that, growing up, I'm born and raised here in my family. It was a 49ers household. So,
like many Guam households, mine included.
Yes, the last 19 years that we've been together. Yes, it's pretty much Buffalo now. So.
Okay, very, very, very cool. So, did you find that transition to be like kind of difficult to root for? And you're from like the Joe Montana like era and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Not really. I mean, just it. Like you have to be ready with your emotions, right? Because haven't always been good.
Mm-hmm.
During obviously the heartaute. So
the drought.
So but they've always tried to, and I think they finally put the pieces together, obviously. So no, it wasn't hard, and just how much he loves the team made it easier.
Mm-hmm. I guess there is another connection between the Bills and the Niners. I mean, there's O.J. Simpson, but that's a completely different conversation to be had. Remember, he did conclude his pro career playing for the Niners, at least in part. So, okay, so you guys are hardcore fans of the team from upstate New York, going way back and everything. Did you enjoy the Thurman Thomas, the Andre Reed, the Jim Kelly days, or are you? I mean, because obviously you guys are rocking the current like jerseys. Eileen, you've got Stephon Diggs.
I was actually I have a Jim Kelly jersey.
I told him he should maybe
Jim Kelly jersey.
Okay, let me ask you that. That's a better question. Didn't even think about that. What is the best piece of merch that each of you own for the Bills?
Oh.
Well, Eileen has some of the better stuff. She actually has a jersey signed by Gabriel Davis here.
He had the 4 touchdowns in last year's AFC Championship game.
Yep, they signed it actually, NFL record, 4 touchdowns with a date. And then she also has a photo of him from the Kansas City game here. It's also signed by him.
Wow.
So, yeah.
He's my favorite player.
Yeah, she's been loving Gabriel Davis even before all this. Like anytime Gabriel Davis catches the ball, she goes crazy. So
okay. And Erin, I'm assuming you have like a lot of old school stuff too.
Yeah, I have some Thurman Thomas stuff. I've actually met him a couple times because he's from the Houston area. So I moved to Houston, Texas when I was like 10, 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And his daughter was on a softball team. He's coaching it. And I was selling sodas out of the concession stand. He walked up and I'm like, it's Thurman Thomas, the guy I idolized growing up. Literally walked up to me and I had a Buffalo Bills hat on. He's like, nice hat. And I'm like, if I go home and get my football card, will you sign it? He's like, yeah. And then my dad was the president of the softball association. So there's like reserve parking. So I told my dad I needed a reserve parking spot. And he asked for who, and I was like, Thurman Thomas. And he just gave it to me. So Thurman Thomas got, good parking spot. Yeah, it was awesome meeting Thurman Thomas when I was.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like maybe 14 or 15 years old when I met him.
Okay, yeah. So obviously, you guys both, your entire family, you guys are legit fans. How many games have you been to? I mean, it's one thing if you're a dork like me and you said you've watched a bunch of games like on TV or you've streamed a ton and everything, but you guys have actually been in the stands cheering, negative degrees for your beloved Bills.
Yep. So I've been to 3 games, but one was back. That's going to date me how old I am. It was the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Oilers.
Okay.
So back when I lived in
Wait,
Houston.
are you talking about like the playoff game when Frank Reich like became a legend?
No, not that game, but
Okay.
I wish.
That would be
a,
sweet.
no, it's just a normal regular season playoff game. So
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's early 90s.
Yeah. And then
we went to, I've been to one Bills game, and that's the Tampa Bay. They were playing at Tampa Bay last December. So we went to that as a family in Tampa Bay. So we just worked around Florida.
Okay, so Eileen, let me ask you, and Erin, I mean, you absolutely no disrespect as her faithful husband, but Eileen, who did you fangirl over more? Seeing Gabriel Davis, the man whose jersey like literally sits behind you in some pictures, or seeing Tom Brady in the flesh?
ooh.
You know what's funny is I probably fangirled more over Tom Brady just because of how long he's been playing, and just the fact that we got to see him play live. It was more for that. But no, I totally fangirled over Gabe Davis. So
Okay.
but it was pretty neat to see Tom Brady, just not knowing what he was going to decide after that season.
Yeah, and he played a really good game on that game.
He played very well.
Like he had some key first downs running, which is not Tom Brady's strong suit. So
yeah, I thought that was.
he kept driving by actually running.
And Gronkowski was still playing last season.
We got to see Gronk play. So it was a great game.
How big is that dude in real life? Like when you're, you know.
Even from the stands, he looked.
Yeah, just like
big. It's crazy how big live they look.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Okay, again, so I know, and thank you guys for watching the game. You know, we're going to be bringing it to you live Monday on KUM TV 11, Bills and the Dolphins. That we know you guys are going to be watching. Again, you guys have 2 children. It's a school day. Both of you work, but this is who you are. You guys are hardcore, bona fide fans. So what are you going to do to celebrate the game? Do you guys get up and make breakfast at 3 a.m. or do you guys I'm sure you guys watch pregame, halftime show, postgame analysis, and everything like that. How do you guys actually celebrate the game in your household?
Because it's early.
It's early. We usually just kind of, because the kids are still asleep. We'll come downstairs and turn on the TV and watch it downstairs. And usually at halftime we'll make something to eat. Kind of. Okay.
We're still kind of also groggy, but yeah, we pretty much just kind of get it in the living room, and if they want to join us, they join us. We don't quite force it upon them.
Yeah.
But
okay. Let me ask, which one of you knows your X's and O's when it comes to ball better? Who's more analytical and breaks down plays and formations and schemes and strategies?
Well, he played high school football in Texas. Okay. So that would be him.
Okay.
I understand a little bit, but yeah, she remembers things.
That's Texas football. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. We had a really good team. I was very fortunate to be on a really good team, great coaches. So.
Okay, so Erin's more into the actual X's and O's. Who screams their full head off more if something good or bad happens?
Eileen is, but her mom can 80-year-old woman can get super excited over there. It's pretty awesome watching.
She loves watching football with us too. So. But yeah, that I probably.
She's actually the bigger sports fan than me. But if it's basketball, baseball, football, soccer, she's like, I'm football diehard, but like baseball, the World Series, basketball playoffs, like that's really about it for me. But she'll watch it all. So
sports are just fun.
Okay, Eileen, there is a very strong chance that the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers could play in the Super Bowl.
That's true.
That's the team of your youth. Is there any chance you might kind of like revert, and will this be like a house divided?
No. It would be Bills all the way. Hopefully all the way. So.
Hopefully all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
So now I want to talk about the events that have not just the entire city of Buffalo, but the entire NFL league wide and worldwide. Certainly all of Twitter is of course what happened with Damar Hamlin. He's been released from the hospital. All of us were praying for him, and I'm sure as Bills fans, how did that affect you guys? And I don't know how well Damar Hamlin as a player or know his backstory and everything, but just as fans of the team and as part of the Bills Mafia, what has the last week and a half been for you?
I mean, we watched the game.
You watched?
Well, I was watching the game. She was at work. I was able to sneak out and kind of watch the game, and then just seeing the effect on the players. You could see the emotion. Like, I think the head coaches made a right decision not to play that game. And then it just like, I don't know how you expect anybody to go back and try to play. And the one thing about football is like, you need to be going full speed all the time and not hold back. Otherwise you are going to get hurt. So the fact that that event happened, like, I couldn't imagine trying to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, but yeah, we've been praying, and, you know, thankfully, you know, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery, and
Yes.
they're saying it's going to be a weeks to months.
Love for Damar, man.
I can't. Yeah, I'm not
there you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, did you guys order any of the shirts?
Not yet. Not yet. I kind of looked at which ones I wanted to order and make sure, you know, that obviously I think most of the, if not all the sales, are going to causes and not just, not just for profit. So eventually we will. I do want to order some of the shirts.
Okay.
And
Erin, how much fuel, does this now give Buffalo towards reaching the ultimate goal and not just making it to, the big dance, but actually, coming away with a chip?
I mean, I think the Bills kind of already have that motivation from last year, so I think it just adds maybe just that little bit edge that they might need going into it. And the fact that he's doing better now, I mean, that's just going to even uplift them even more. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to be a Miami Dolphins going into Buffalo this week. So.
Ooh, okay. Let's talk about what do you, can I get your prediction for a score, please?
I'm thinking, because the Bills usually do not run up the score. I've kind of noticed, like, they'll have a huge lead in the first half sometimes, and even on their blowouts, and then they kind of throttle it back. So I'm going to think like 35-14 is my guess.
Only 22.
Yeah,
they'll only win by 3 touchdowns.
that's my shot. I'm thinking Josh Allen's going to have like 1 rushing and 3 passing, and then Singletary or Brooks will get in there.
That's not bad. It's okay. Eileen, who is your breakout player, or who's the X factor? Offense, defense, or special teams?
Gosh, I think for offense, if they can get either Singletary or Cook going early with the run game, I think one of those to me. I do want to see Dawson Knox score though, because
that's my guy. That dude is a beast.
I love Dawson Knox.
And I think he's on a 4-game touchdown streak right now, actually.
So and I think they've said as long as he scores, they've been pretty successful.
Yep.
I try not to pay attention to those, every time this person does this, they haven't lost the game. Yep. Because it's just, it is what it is. But yeah, I think for on the offensive side, defensive side, I'm a big also Rousseau fan.
Rousseau, yeah.
I think even with Von Miller being out, I can see that he's learned from him, even from this season. Just a short.
That one hurts. I want to see Von get another crack at it.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But
I almost wore his jersey too.
Yeah.
I was really, what do I wear?
So you can see it that's helped.
I just like that you can actually have a jersey of a linebacker and it's number 40. I mean, the numbers in the NFL are just nuts now.
Yeah. We're huge Matt Milano fans. I love Matt Milano. That guy's the most.
Him and Edmonds. I mean.
Yeah, those two are, and then Poyer.
Okay, well, it's fairly obvious where we're going with this. Let me ask you: is there anybody on the Bills that you guys do not completely salivate over?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
you guys probably even have the trading cards of the practice team players at this point. But I mean, that proves your fandom. I mean, this is true love.
Well, then Micah Hyde started practicing today too, and he's been out since September. So.
And actually, that's why Damar Hamlin was starting at safety this season, right? Because Micah Hyde.
The backup, Micah Hyde went down, and Hamlin stepped up, and he's doing really good. Actually, he's impressive. Like opposing teams say, he's surprisingly really good. He's underrated. So I think he's definitely going to be back next year.
I hope so.
Yeah. So
okay. So let's wrap up, because I know there is a superstition that it says the more you talk about something, you may be, kind of like jinxing yourself. But on that topic, let me ask you, as true Bills fans, do you guys have any superstitions that you do prior to a game, you said you're both you're a family of strong faith. So do you guys say like a particular prayer, or do you guys break out like jerseys, or have the same thing to eat?
We do have, because we have several jerseys. It's funny, he probably doesn't notice it, but I try to make sure they're kind of folded on the same, like next to each other. We have like a couch off to the side in our room, so I do that in the mornings. Okay, so he probably doesn't notice it. He thinks I'm just folding laundry, but
every game day she wears because she goes to work most of the time.
Yes,
she wears the same Buffalo Bills polo.
I have a polo shirt I wear.
Yeah. So
nice.
I get it from work. They're like, well, they lost today. I'm like, well, win, lose, you support your team.
Yeah. So
I'm not. It doesn't matter.
Okay, and then final question. Of course, it's been well documented, chronicled a cajillion times over. There's 30 for 30 documentaries made about the 0 for 4 Super Bowl streak. What is it going to mean for the city of Buffalo? And they've had their share of tragedies, certainly, like this year, the snowstorm, the shooting. Should they bring the Vince Lombardi Trophy home to upstate New York? What is that going to mean for that community and then for Bills Mafia all over the world?
I can't even like last year when the Bills scored that touchdown with 14 seconds to go, I was in tears, like in the house, like, so I can't imagine getting the Super Bowl and winning it. I can't imagine. Like it's.
I tried to kind of think about that. Yeah. Someone asked me that too as well, and I don't even know if it's the right answer. Even if you did give an answer, like how much it would mean, and obviously would mean the world to fans. I mean, can you imagine just a city, but fans of the team around the world?
Yeah.
It would just. It's cool to think about it, but it would. It would. I think just elevate everyone's emotions more so than where they're at now. Especially with Damar doing better.
Yeah.
That's just been. Like you said, that went from that unknown, and then you just keep hearing that he was doing well.
I mean, we all know at this point, they're going to bring him on the video screen, or he's going to have maybe a pre-recorded message. If he should happen to show up in person and be on the sideline, that place is going to go nuts, and I would say it is going to be like lights out for at least a quarter and a half. They're not going to be able to touch Buffalo.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
They're going to be playing at a completely different level.
Did you watch the last game live? The first game they had?
Yeah. The two kickoff return by Naheem.
Oh man,
insane. Yeah.
Just watching the sideline reaction, like Coach McDermott and Josh Allen were just like, oh man, just everybody was just. And then John Brown, when he scored the touchdown,
yep,
he gave the football to the trainer that gave CPR.
To the trainer, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. And just like showing respect to the support staff. So Buffalo, they have a really good facility and good trainers. Like there's a ESPN thing where what's the receiver back in the day, he went through and did a day with Buffalo, and just seeing the coach, the staff and the training that they like, they're a really good team, but they have a huge support staff that also are really top tier.
Well, tell you what, I mean, you guys have a lot of work cut out for you. I'm referring to all of you as Bills fans, like collectively, but there's a certain team from South Florida that has to travel up to a very, very unfriendly place to play. And it's an amazing fan base. It's an amazing city, an amazing team with a lot of rich history, and trying to do what they've never done before is win a Super Bowl. So, guys, I would love to catch up with you. Hopefully, as the Bills go deep into the playoffs and hopefully get to the big dance.
Yes,
okay, and apologies in advance to all of the Flanagan family's neighbors at 4:15 in the morning. Like for the loud cheers and hopefully not that much profanity that loud in the morning.
No. Just cheering.
Okay, yeah, you guys are good people. So, Erin and Eileen Flanagan, thank you very much, and good luck to your Bills, man. I've been doing this kind of job for a very long time, and I really, really consider it a treat and an honor to interview people who are true fans and everything, and you guys are absolutely that.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks for having us.
All right, yeah,
Bill.
Yeah, can we actually get you guys saying? Well, you know what, you guys are a wonderful married couple. Can we get you guys doing a hug and say "Go Bills"?
A hug. Yes, of course. Go Bills. Let's go.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.